Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to the Operation Freedom platform and our ongoing series in our OperationFreedomHealth.com series as it relates to your nutritional wellness and well-being. My host is my very dear friend, Dr. Peter Glidden, one of the top naturopathic physicians in our country, if not the world. In addition to his outstanding work in the field of research related to nutritional supplements and your health and wellness, he's also a phenomenal clinician and phenomenal author. His books can be found at Amazon.com. They are the foundation of our medical library in the Janda household. The two books, which are the foundation, are Everybody is Sick and I Know Why, written by Peter, and also written by Peter, Attempt to Cure with Holistic Medicine. It's my honor to welcome back my friend, Dr. Peter Glidden. And our topic today, it's not what you eat, folks, but what it's about is what you don't eat that matters.
There's a mind bender for you, Dave.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a mind bender. So let's have at it, Pete.
So, like the fellow said, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. The facts are in, it's academic. In base 10 mathematics, 2 plus 2 equals 4. If somebody tells you that 2 plus 2 equals 5, they're just wrong. So it is with medical nutrition. As according to the United States Department of Agriculture, the amount of minerals that are found in the food over the last 80 years have been dramatically declining. Mm-hmm. In the same time frame, as a matter of fact, that chronic disease has been escalating. My colleague, Dr. Joel Wallach, has a research book. It's a tome. It's called The Diseases of Exotic Animals, which is in the Smithsonian Institute. It's a national treasure. Cost $25 million in 1980 dollars. Took 10 years. Wallach did millions of histopathologies, blood samples, tens of thousands of autopsies to compile the data inside the book, which rewrote our understanding of medical nutrition. And the simple fact of the matter is, there's a saying in diagnostic science that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about zebras.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You think about the most common things that cause things before you think about esoteric things that cause things. The first thing to consider, if you are suffering with a chronic disease, is that your body has run out of the raw materials that it needs to keep that part of your body healthy. Mm-hmm. There can be other things, but that's the first thing to consider, because Dr. Wallach's book on medical nutrition proved it. Mm-hmm. Well, for instance, if you run out of omega-3 essential fats, your lungs will suffer. You'll get chronic bronchitis, you'll get bronchiectasis, you'll get chronic asthma. You can also get low platelets because platelets are made in the lungs. We just found that out. It was breakthrough research 2 years ago. If your body runs out of calcium or salt, you're going to develop heartburn. Mm-hmm. Heartburn is a function of not enough stomach acid, not too much stomach acid, like a gastroenterologist will tell you. They just got that wrong. If your body runs out of magnesium, you're going to get muscle tics, muscle twitches, muscle cramps. You're going to get a buildup of calcium in your blood vessels. If you run out of selenium, your vision's going to go bad. Your skin is going to start to get bad. Your liver is going to start to get bad. And the list goes on and on and on. There are as a matter of fact, 278 illnesses which are directly related to deficiencies in calcium all by itself.
Wow.
But conventional medical doctors, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have any training in this. They don't have any clinical experience with it. They don't have any really appreciation for it because it's not in their wheelhouse. Drugs and surgery is in their wheelhouse, and thank God for Novocaine. Thank God for surgery when it's necessary. Mm-hmm. But the point here is that in order for your body to work the way that nature and God intended it to, its tank has to be topped off on a regular basis with 90 essential nutrients. And there are no foods on planet Earth which contain all 90 essential nutrients. As a matter of fact, this is such a big problem as far as deficiency syndromes go. I would bet my family fortune on the fact that most people, in the majority of people on planet Earth, their nutritional tanks are less than half full.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's nutritional tank is full unless they have been actively supplementing to the food that they eat, because the raw materials that your body needs are not found in the food that you eat. It's that simple.
Well, and frankly, Pete, as you know, I have underlying issues with my spine, my neck, my lower back, my arthritis. And for years, you said, hey, your nutritional tank is depleted. And for years, I said, hey, come on, Pete, I eat a well-balanced diet. I eat well. Come on, I don't need any. And by the way, Pete, they're going to put me on another anti-inflammatory. And right? So I finally decided, hey, going on a couple anti-inflammatories, a shot, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna give Pete's recommendation a try, knowing full well, frankly, that, well, it wasn't going to work. Right? Or maybe help a little. And as you know, I went on the 90 essential nutrients. I even though I was eating okay, I mean, and within a month, as you know, Pete, I was off anti-inflammatories. I haven't been on them since, and it's been years.
It's amazing what the body will do when you give it the right stuff.
But Pete, you brought this up earlier. I wasn't taught that in medical school. No, I was taught when arthritis sets in, well, accept it and treat it with, try to be as active as you can, but in addition, go with the anti-inflammatory medications.
Right. And that's because the reason that paradigms like that exist and they're so hard to break through is because of the medical monopoly that's been in place for 109 years now, since 1912, that most people are completely unaware of. Most people have no idea that we live inside of a monopolized medical market. Mm-hmm. Most people wouldn't be okay if Congress passed a law that said the only people that can manufacture automobiles in the United States is Ford Motor Company. Nobody else can make cars. The only company that can sell beer is Budweiser. Nobody else can sell beer. There'd be an uprising. People would not be okay with that. But that's exactly what's happened inside of the medical marketplace since 1912. Pharmaceutical industry and the American Medical Association in 1912 were given by Congress exclusive control over who could and who couldn't practice medicine, and they kicked everybody else off of the bus. Chiropractors, the naturopaths, the osteopaths, the herbalists, the homeopaths, everybody who wasn't an MD using drugs to manage disease and surgery to manage disease were kicked off of the bus of medicine. And it became illegal to practice medicine unless you were an MD using drugs and surgery. Now, we live in a semi-free country, I guess. So the chiropractors have fought their way back tooth and nail. The osteopaths have, the naturopaths have. Couple of these organizations, right, but we're not mainstream by any stretch of the imagination. And even though the things that you and I talk about here are academic, it's science-based and clinically verified. Mm-hmm. Most people in the general public have no idea that these therapeutics exist, let alone that they're developed and delivered by licensed physicians, for goodness sake. That's how bad the problem is. And that's why, I really do appreciate your forum and being able to speak my truth to the world, because this is not rocket science, man. No. I mean, right, we doubled life expectancy in the United States in the early 1900s by teaching people to stop peeing upstream and drinking downstream.
Right.
Public sanitation.
Yeah.
That's what did it.
Absolutely.
Simple stuff. We eliminated the goiter epidemic in the Midwest by putting iodine in salt.
True.
Generic, right? Cured an epidemic in about a year. The same possibilities exist here. When you fill your body's nutritional tank up with the right stuff, arguably, it's going to be the first time in your life Your body has had all the raw materials it needs to get to fix itself. And that's a game changer. And let me tell you something. It is 100 times easier to prevent something than it is to fix something.
That's right.
Because once the joints break, right, once the joints become inflamed,
right.
once the lungs become inflamed, once the blood vessels get clogged, once the kidneys become inflamed, once the liver becomes problematic, you've got to fight the trend there and attempt to fix it. And many times we can fix it, but there is a point of no return. There is. I don't know of any therapeutic that's going to grow a finger back if you cut it off. There is a point of no return beyond which the body just can't fix it. And I'm here to tell you that you need to get on this boat right now, start filling your body's nutritional tank up so that you can prevent your kidneys from going south. You can prevent your liver from being problematic. You can prevent the problems before they happen. And the benefits to this, you know, besides prevention and health and dodging lots of bullets on the road of life, is that because this is a holistic phenomenon, when you actually do this and your tank is filled up,
yes,
your mood's better, your energy's better, your sleep's better, your sex drive's better, your everything's brightens up because it's all connected. So this is a game changer, not only for prevention and longevity and health and happiness, but also for the quality of your life. And again, as God is my witness, most people have gotten used to walking through life in an undernutrified, mediocre health body, you know, and people rattle their prescription medication bottles to celebrate their health. It's nuts. Simply because people don't know there are alternatives.
So, Pete, what do you recommend people do as far or take in order to fill their tank? Because this is the key, right? Because there are a lot of things people can take to fill their tank, but if it's not what's called bioavailable, in other words, if it's not absorbed by the person's system, well, a good try, but it's not going to help.
I recommend tequila and lots of it. Tequila, starting at 4 o'clock every day.
Whoa, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's not actually a bad prescription given the state of affairs here in March of 2021, for goodness sakes.
Right.
So what do we do? Well, you need the 90 essential nutrients. You need the 90 essential nutrients in a proper recipe that's put together with raw materials and forms of the vitamins and the minerals that your body can actually absorb in quantities which are appropriate and which will help each other to become absorbed. It's like, you know, developing a recipe for a nutritional supplement is like conducting an orchestra. You've got all these people in the orchestra. And, you know, all the instruments have to be tuned up. There have to be this many horns in the section, this many strings in the section, this many bass trombones, this kind of drum, that kind of drum. You need the right stuff. It all has to be tuned up, by the way. And then you have to have a person directing it. And so it's not easy to do that.
No.
And this is why people should lean on us, because the naturopathic medical profession, that's what we do. That's our wheelhouse. I mean, if you had a bad tooth, you wouldn't go to the internet and, you know, research dental techniques and buy a bunch of dental equipment from Amazon and try to fix the tooth yourself.
Right.
You find a good dentist. See, when people start to become aware that, well, maybe medical nutrition is a good idea, maybe I do need to supplement my diet, they try to figure it out themselves.
Right.
Only because they do not know that we exist, that my profession exists. And I tell you, we've got your back, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what we do. This is the skill set that we bring to the table. Nobody does it better. And I've been doing this now for 32 years. 32 years. clinically, treating people with naturopathic therapeutics. I know which nutritional supplements work and which ones are kind of a waste of money, because nutritional supplements are like wine, or they're all made from grapes, but there's a pretty big difference from bottle to bottle if you have the inside track. We don't even have the inside track. We don't just have the inside track. We created the inside track. So in order to kick these tires and slam these doors and take this baby out for a test drive, one healthy foundation pack. Start with one healthy foundation pack for 1 month, 4 weeks. Do it every day in a row. Take your nutritional supplements the way that we tell you to take them, and that information's free online. And see for yourself how it makes you feel, because we can talk research all day long. Nothing matters. We can talk testimonials all day long. The only thing that matters is how you feel. You have to see for yourself. The proof of the pudding here is in the eating and in your own personal experience. And if you do this for 30 days and nothing changes, there's only 2 possibilities. You're an alien, you don't have human DNA, or you're dead. Because you can't tune an automobile up and have it run the same or worse. That's not going to happen. So this stuff will make a difference, and honest to God, you don't know what you're missing.
Well, it made an enormous difference in my life.
Yeah. And, the majority of people who take this stuff, it makes a big difference. The only people that don't have had a pre-existing gut issue. Like they had celiac disease, or they had Crohn's disease, or they've had ulcerative colitis, or, their gallbladder was removed. And way before they found out about us, their digestive tract was messed up. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem when you're taking nutritional supplements, because they get into the bloodstream via the digestive tract.
That's right.
So those are the only people that have trouble, but even those people we can help. But, it's a point well taken, Dave. This is, by my estimation, my approximation, the best kept medical secret in the 21st century is the unheralded benefits of properly applied medical nutrition. Fill your tank up with the stuff your body needs, because the stuff that your body needs is not in your food.
And folks, the full disclosure, purchase the products through OperationFreedomHealth.com does support this platform. Now, Pete, in addition to the foundation pack, one of the other entities that we've talked about are the plant-derived minerals, right? So give folks your thumbnail sketch on the plant-derived minerals. You've spoken about this before, but it bears repeating because it's really one of the foundations, if you will, in what we do and what we suggest.
Right. So the foundation pack has a number of different nutritional supplements in it. Mm-hmm. It's got a multivitamin with a bunch of antioxidants in it and some probiotics. It's really pretty great. That's called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Mm-hmm. There's a liquid calcium and magnesium supplement that's the most absorbable calcium magnesium supplement I've ever seen. There's omega-3 essential fatty acid fish oil tablets and a bottle of plant-derived minerals, a little lonely bottle of plant-derived minerals, $21 and I think 95 cents per month. The most inexpensive nutritional supplement probably on planet Earth. And interestingly, ironically, the most effective. Mm-hmm. If I was only allowed by law, when it might go that way.
Yeah, the way it's going, who knows? Yeah.
To tell people to take one thing, it would be the plant-derived minerals. Because it's simple math. The 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs, 60 of the 90 are minerals. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
That's 2/3.
Right.
That's 66%. The lion's share of the stuff that you need to fill your tank up with are minerals: calcium, selenium, zinc, phosphorus, vanadium, chromium, europium. Minerals you've never even heard of, for goodness sakes. There's 60 of them. Maybe next year we'll discover 2 more. There'll be 62. Who knows? But right now we're hard and fast on 60. And the minerals, you can find vitamins, some vitamins. You can find some amino acids.
Mm-hmm.
You can find some fatty acids in the food that you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because plants and animals can manufacture those things, can make them, some of them, not all of them.
Right.
But plants, animals, no living thing on planet Earth can manufacture a mineral. The only way that minerals get into the body is if they're in the soil that the food's growing in. And then we eat the food, or the animal eats the food, and we eat the animal, and that's how minerals get into the body.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no place on God's green earth where all 60 minerals are in the soil. As a matter of fact, you're lucky if there's like 6 or 7 in the soil. And, you know, if you go to a farm, this row of corn might have 6 minerals. The next row of corn might have 5. The next row of corn might have 4. The next row of corn might have 8. It's a crapshoot.
Right.
And farmers aren't educated or encouraged to put minerals in the soil. And it will probably be too expensive for them to do it anyway. So we're in a pickle here because, well, man, do the math, 66%, 2/3. Well, I should probably try to get some minerals into my body. How am I going to do that? By eating Brazil nuts? I don't think so.
Right.
By eating kale? Oh, I don't think so. I don't care if it's organic. Right. I don't care if it's grown in the most organic soil on planet flippin' Earth. It's minerally deficient by definition. So you got to supplement with the minerals. And when you do supplement with the minerals, it's a game changer. I'll tell you a quick little story here. When I first got introduced to this company, Dr. Wallach's research, there was a gentleman who worked at it was a construction facility that was, I think it was a plant in New York State where they made clutches for automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure they made automobile clutches. Don't quote me on that, but it was a factory like that. A couple of hundred workers, right? Assembly lines, and everybody knew everybody. And you come to work every day, punch your ticket, and have lunch together, whatever. There was a guy there who was getting near retirement. His name was Bernie Owens. And Bernie had, like you, he had arthritis. Mm-hmm. But Bernie's arthritis was in his knees and his hips. And Bernie would be hobbling around, you know, the factory every day. And he was a very, very personable, very friendly guy also. Bernie was like, you know, the mayor, right? Mm-hmm. If you could imagine the personality like that, Bernie was like that. So Bernie found out about this, scratched his chin like you did and said, well, what have I got to lose? I'm going to give it a try.
Right.
He took the 90 essential nutrients, and within 4 weeks, he's not hobbling around anymore. Mm-hmm. And he didn't try to turn anybody onto this. People would come up to him and say, Bernie, what the hell did you do? You're not hobbling around anymore. Did you get your knees operated on? What happened? Bernie said, nah, I fixed it with nutritional supplements. They all looked at him and said, yeah, sure you did, right.
Yeah.
Bernie said, all right, I'm going to prove it. So Bernie bought a case or 2 or 3 or 4 or 100, right? It was hundreds over the years of the plant-derived minerals. That's all he did, just the minerals. Not the tangy, not the osteo, nothing else, just the minerals. I think back in those days it was $17 a bottle. And he brought it to work, and he started handing them out to his buddies. And he said, look, I'm going to give you this for free. I want you to take it for 1 month. Take 1 ounce a day for 1 month. If you like how it makes you feel, you can pay me for it, and I'll get you more. 100% of the people that he gave that to paid him for it and got more. Not 95%, not 90%, not 80%, not 70%, 100%. Why? Proof of the pudding's in the eating. You tune the car up, it runs better. It's not rocket science. But again, people are just unaware of this. So the minerals represent the lion's share of your body's nutrient needs. And when you take the minerals into your body, you're going to notice the difference. But remember, there's 30 other nutrients that your body needs also.
That's right.
Vitamins and amino acids and essential fats. And when you put the orchestra together and do it that way, you don't just get good results, you get great results. And again, it's a life-changing, often it's just a remarkable thing to witness. And it really is, it really was an eye-opener to me, because, you know, what we're taught in medical school doesn't matter what discipline it is, doesn't matter. It's taught, it's individualized patient care, right?
Right.
This is the opposite of that. This is generic medical nutrition for the masses. This is like, you know, stop peeing upstream and drinking downstream.
That's right.
This is like, put a hat and gloves on when you go outside in the cold weather, for goodness sakes. That's what this is like. And again, when you start the Healthy Foundation Pack, which includes the plant-derived minerals, I would guess good money that you will look back at that as a turning point in your health, in your life.
Peter, I'd like to thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and will do. Folks, you can get Peter's book, Everybody is Sick and I Know Why, An Attempt to Cure with Holistic Medicine, at Amazon.com. Peter, in addition to OperationFreedomHealth.com, where we have all of our videos that we've done over the past 2.5 years, where we have further information, we have free videos such as the 12 Bad Foods, and we have the products that we've discussed today. You also have a website. Educate our listeners on your website.
drglidden.com.
drglidden.com.
For all of your the informational needs, at drglidden.com, I do a deep dive into these subjects. All kinds of relevant topics regarding health that you are simply not going to find in the lamestream, fake, bought-off media. And I'm starting to think that even Fox News is a part of the lamestream, fake, bought-off media. So come to this website, come to Operation Freedom Health every day, bookmark them, join the revolution, educate yourself, and help to spread our message of health recovery for the masses.
Again, Peter, thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and will do. Folks, thank you for joining us today. Until next time, Dave Janis signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.